Yo, what's going on, guys? It is JD here, back with another episode of the I Rate Your Squads series. I think this is episode 25, if not it would 24. If it's not either of those, then I'm completely lost on this channel. But I think it's around that, which is incredible. So thank you all so much for the support. These episodes are going to be slowing down just for the sole reason that so many people at this point in the game just have complete god squads. And there's not much that I can actually do in terms of giving people advice because their squads are already insane. But of course, as usual today, I have gone ahead and tried to pick out 12 that I can give quite a bit of advice to. A couple of the players that I see in these teams that I think shouldn't be there or that can be upgraded quite easily. So that is why we are still coming back with another episode today. So this tweet went out yesterday, as you can see, only 14 hours ago. And already in 14 hours, it had 65 people replying. So thank you all so much for the support on this series. It has been fantastic. If this video goes down well, then we might do another episode based off this tweet by the weekend, but most likely it will just be another tweet coming out next week, and then it'll be another episode, coming out next week. Now, before we jump into it, of course, a massive shout out to the MVPs and the GOATs of the channel. For the MVPs, we have got Heisenberg, Panda, Amory, Todd, John, Dr. K, Will, Harko, Patrick, Cole, Bog, Arrow, Sepnan, and Aiden. Thank you guys so much for the support. And then we've got the GOATs as well, of course. Ice Cream, Jason, Eric, Cody, Z, Spooky, Chris, Caleb, Rohan, and Omar. Again, thank you guys so much. If you look down to the comment section below, guys, you'll see some Amethyst logos, some Ruby logos, some Diamond logos, and they mean they are members of the channel. If you want to get involved as well, help support the channel and become a member, there's a join button down below next to the subscribe button, which you should also press. And if there isn't, top line of the description, click on that, and it will show you how to do it. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it today. So first up, we have got Zach, who says, I need help on a backup point guard, and he's got about 86,000 MT in his club. So we've got Westerfeld, Giannis, Larry Bird, Jeff Green, and KP at the centre position. Then we've got Isaac Bonga with the dynamic duo with Kawhi and Spicy P, and then out of position Andrei Kirilenko, and then Wilt, the stilt, coming in at centre right there. I would say Eddie Curry over Wilt Chamberlain personally, but that's just me, and Eddie Curry's not too expensive right now, I don't think. And then as for your backup point guard position, I think RJ Hampton is well within your budget right there of 86,000 MT. So Galaxy Opal, RJ Hampton, bring him in. If you want to save a little bit more, you can maybe get like an Anthony Edwards Galaxy Opal, because he's only just over 100k, I think, right now, depending, of course, what console you're on. But Anthony Edwards could be another guy that could come in. But Anthony Edwards, RJ Hampton, they're going to be your guys, basically, and they will obviously be a big upgrade, and I'd probably recommend starting them over Westerfeld as well. And then, yeah, the rest of the team, very solid. Like I said, Wilt Chamberlain could definitely do with an upgrade. If you like Giannis there and you can deal with the no range, then that's absolutely fine. I just wouldn't do that personally, because I know that I come up against a lot of zones, and if you come up against a zone, you have got no chance if your players don't have range. So, yeah, that is just something to keep in mind. But other than that, obviously, Giannis is Giannis. He is ridiculous. So first team of the day, we will give that one a solid 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. That's a solid team right there. Solid team. Next up, we have got JG Tigers. Yo, JD, I love the vids. Well, thank you very much indeed. I have 200,000 MT, and I'm looking to make the best my team that I can. My bench is weak, in my opinion, and I could use your help. Thanks, man. All right, so let's have a look. Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Buckets, Zion, Danny Manning, Eddie Curry. Off the bench, Dame Dollar, Nick Batum, Lamar Odom, the Players Club Bol Bol, and then Murasan as well. So, a lot needs to be done. So, sell Zion Williamson, definitely get him gone. Sell Dame Dollar. Sell, I was going to say sell Lamar Odom. I don't think there's even any points. He's not even worth anything, but sell Lamar Odom, sell Nick Batum, because you just don't need those guys realistically. So, we are then going to bring in Pink Diamond Jeff Green at the small forward position. Pink Diamond Darius Miles at the starting, or the other way around. So start Pink Diamond Jeff Green, have Pink Diamond Darius Miles off the bench. At the small forward, not the small forward, the power forward position, out of position Andrei Kirilenko, get him in there. At the centre position, you're going to be able to buy someone like a Miles Turner or a D-Rob, I guess, because I don't think you can really afford any of the Opals, or like a Dino Raja if you can deal without having range. At the backup point guard position, or the starting point guard position, to be fair, either one. Again, I'm going to say RJ, because he's nice and cheap right now. And then Westerfeld as well, of course. And then at the backup shooting guard position, Steven Jackson, nice and cheap right now, about 35 to 40k right now for Steven Jackson. Galaxy Opal, really, really solid card. So go ahead and pick him up. And then I think that is quite a lot of additions to your squad. I think you should be able to afford that as well. And yeah, that's going to make this team significantly better. Significantly better. So for now, for rating, probably get like a 4 or 5. Oh, I don't know. It's not good. Let's put it like that. But I'm sure you can make it a lot better for next episode. Next up, we've got Marlon coming in with an absolute madness. And I included this squad because it's the first one I've seen with the GOAT Stephen Curry. Hey JD, I have around 200k to work with and was wondering if you had any suggestions or any improvements. I run 5 out on rim run with Magic, and at this point in the game, just trying to have fun, and that is what it is all about, Marlon. That is what it's all about. So we've got, yeah, the Evo'd Magic, the Prime LeBron, Spicy P, James Wiseman at the 4, Kareem at the 5, and then off the bench, GOAT Curry, DeMar DeRozan, Larry Bird, AD, and Hakeem as well. Yeah, that team is mad. For having fun, I would say Embiid is better than Hakeem just because of their releases. Hakeem's release being that slow is not a good vibe. So I would take Embiid over Hakeem. Other than that, this team is dumb good. And I don't know you could really improve it. If you're spending a lot of that MT on Embiid, not really much else you can do. But yeah, that's just ridiculous, isn't it? We'll give that one a 9.5 out of 10 for the 3 GOAT cards in there. Oh wait, 4 GOAT cards. I didn't even see Kobe there. 4 GOAT cards in there. Yeah, that's a 9.5 out of 10 right there from Marlon. Very, very impressive. Next up, we've got Kairouz, who says, Hey JD, I use a 2013 Heat playbook, and I like to 3-point hunt. I have 435 KMT, and I'm willing to spend it all to upgrade the blank spots in my team. And he says, update, now have 1.1 million because of a lucky pull from the Super Pack. So, GG on getting very, very lucky. So we've got 1.1 million MT to fill up this squad. So, I am going to say we get Embiid hit. No, actually, what should we do? 1.1 million MT. Okay, so we can afford to ball out. Okay, so backup power forward. Let's get that out of the way straight away because that's nice and easy. Andrei Kirilenko out of position. One of the best power forwards in the game. Really, really good value. Under 100k, I'm pretty sure. So get him in there. And then you still got a million MT for these 3 positions. Centre positions. I'm going to say starting centre, Galaxy Opal James Wiseman. Backup centre, Galaxy Opal Joel Embiid. It should cost you about 700k to get both of those guys. So Wiseman, Embiid, AK, and then at the backup point guard position, you can go ahead and get yourself someone like a point guard Giannis, a Galaxy Opal Magic. You can definitely pick up one of those guys, a Galaxy Opal Ben Simmons if you want to go for him as well. Loads of options. Obviously, you can't go for the top tier ones like the LeBrons, the LaMelos of the world, but you can get those step down. Oh, no, they're not even like a step down. They're just better value cards in terms of like I said, a Giannis point guard, Magic, or a Ben Simmons. And yeah, then your team is pretty much stacked, man. Then your team is pretty much stacked. So if you do make those additions, be sure to submit it for next episode. I won't give that one a rating because it doesn't have... Well, actually, no. I'll give it a rating based on if I had those cards in here. So Wiseman, Embiid, Andrei Kirilenko, and then we'll say point guard Giannis. That team would be like... I don't even know. That team would be mad. That's going to be like a 9 to a 9.5 again. Like... Anyway, next up we have got Wood, who says, I have 500,000 MT to upgrade my team. I want to improve my backup point guard, shooting guard, small forward, and centre. So he's only happy with Andrei Kirilenko off of his bench. So Wes Unseld, Glenn Rice, Danny Manning, and Marc Gasol. Yeah, Marc Gasol really isn't all that. And again, Embiid can come in. He's really, really well value priced, to be fair, at the moment. You can get him for like 160-ish without a shoe, without a contract, which really isn't that bad. So definitely get yourself Joel Embiid. At the backup point guard position, you can get Magic Johnson because he's like 200k right now. Because you've already got Giannis, obviously, as your starting point guard. That's absolutely fine. For the small forward position, you can maybe try out someone like a Galaxy Opal Bill Russell. If you can get used to his release, he is fantastic and has stats that are basically the same as a GOAT level card. But yeah, his release is the only thing that's a little bit iffy about that card. And then as for improving Glenn Rice, I would say get Anthony Edwards if you want to upgrade or just change out, try a different card from Glenn Rice. I would say get in Anthony Edwards because he is a little demon out on the floor. But a very nice team again. Very, very nice team. We will go for a 8.5 to a 9 out of 10 for that one. Next up, we have got Opress. I run the Hawks Freelance and the Bucks Playbook. I have 17 games left for Curry, and I'm waiting for the token market to come out. Aren't we all? And for a Mo Pete, yeah, Mo Pete would be nice, man. So we've got Wes Unseld, Steve Smith, Larry Bird, Detlef Schrempf, Joel Embiid, then we've got Penny Hardaway, RJ, Jeff Green, Kevin McHale, and Marc Gasol. So Penny Hardaway is a strange one. I have to say he could definitely be upgraded in this team. If you can scrape together just a little bit more MT, you can get Galaxy Opal RJ Hampton, and that is a massive upgrade over Penny Hardaway. RJ is streets ahead of Penny Hardaway, in my opinion. So yeah, definitely save up a little bit. Get RJ Hampton, bring him in there, and then you have RJ and RJ at your backup 1 and your backup 2. Other than that, with the MT you've got, I don't think there's much you can really do. And obviously, if you're getting Goat Curry, that can come in and maybe get rid of Wes and Sell for him, depending if you want offense or defense. But you could, of course, run Curry at the 1, Wes and Sell at the 2 for the sort of mixture of offense and defense right there. But still, a nice little team. We will give that one a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. Next up, we have got Tony, who says, no money spent team. I have about 50,000 MT and I want to improve my bench a little bit. Love the vids. Well, thank you very much indeed. RJ, Mello, Michael Beasley, Bill Russell, who I just mentioned a second ago, Joel Embiid off the bench, Wes Unseld, Eddie Jones, the dynamic duo of Kawhi Leonard and Spicy P, and then Kristaps Porzingis at the center position. So, I would say sell Eddie Jones, bring in Jimmy Butler, because I don't think there's much price discrepancy in those two guys, and I would take Jimmy Butler over that Eddie Jones, in my opinion. I would say sell the Evo Kristaps Porzingis, bring in Eddie Curry. That's going to save you a lot of MT straight away on that position, and then you will be able to buy Galaxy Opal Anthony Edwards to bring in at that backup point guard position. As for that dynamic duo, I mean, it's not bad, realistically, with Spicy P and Kawhi. Spicy P is still one of the best power forwards in the game. Kawhi, yeah, I don't really think he is that good, even with the duo. So I would say sell Kawhi, move Spicy P to the 3, and then get out of position Andrei Kirilenko for the 4. That would be my advice for this team. But starting lineup, obviously, very, very strong. We will give that one a 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. I don't know. I'm very undecisive about these ratings today. I'm sorry. Next up, we've got Nathaniel. I have 298 MT to spend, so I can't really buy anything. I mean, yeah, you can't really buy literally anything with that. I'm willing to sell anyone, though. I would like to upgrade anything on my bench. I also need a good way to make MT. Thank you so much. But the only way to make MT is Triple Threat Online, realistically. And we do have a couple of players that we can sell. So Luka Doncic, Eddie Jones, George Gervin, Detlef Schrempf, and Taco Fall Evo'd. Even Evo'd, Taco Fall, still way too slow in my opinion. So sell Taco Fall, sell George Gervin, sell Luka Doncic, and then your bench is actually really solid. Your bench is actually really solid, and that's the actual place you want to upgrade. But I would say this bench unit, for what it is really good. I would say the starters need more of an upgrade than the bench, to be fair. So get rid of Taco, George Gervin, Eddie Jones, and Luka Doncic, and then bring in Anthony Edwards at the 1, Jimmy Butler at the 2, Spicy P at the 3 if you can afford that. Probably not. So maybe move Detlef Schrempf to the 3 and get Andrei Kirilenko for the 4 because he's a little bit cheaper. And then at the center position, just bring in Eddie Curry if you can't afford to get Embiid, which I don't think you'll be able to do, but you might be able to be fair. No, you should be able to afford him, actually, because Taco Fall's still got some good value. So, yeah, get Embiid at the 5 and then leave your bench as is, to be fair. That'd be my advice on that. You can, of course, keep Eddie Jones and sell Steven Jackson and then just keep Eddie Jones off the bench. That is also a viable option. But a nice little solid squad right there, to be fair. We'll give that one an 8 out of 10. Next up, we have got Thomas. So he says, love the channel. Thank you very much. But this is my team. I have about 200,000 MT after selling some players, trying to find a new backup centre and a new shooting guard that starts. I like to peak shoot, as I can see, with Dwayne Wade, Cam Reddish, and Anthony Edwards. So yeah, definitely a peak shooter out here. So yeah, Dwayne Wade, Cam Reddish, Danny Manning, Detlef Schrempf, Kevin McHale, off the bench, Anthony Edwards, DeMar DeRozan, Larry Bird, James Worthy, which is not a card we see all too often at the moment, and then Eddie Curry as well. So you're trying to find a backup centre, which is interesting, because I would say Kevin McHale needs more of an upgrade than Eddie Curry, realistically, because Kevin McHale 6'10" at the centre position, that just doesn't cut it. Personally, I don't think that is a good enough height to have at that position. So I would say get rid of Kevin McHale, bring in Joel Embiid because you can afford to. As for the point guard or shooting guard position, I would say you can bring in RJ Hampton, who has got a very nice little peak shot, and he is a very, very good card. So you can have RJ Hampton at the 1, Dwayne Wade at the 2, and then off the bench, obviously, you've got your Anthony Edwards and DeMar DeRozan combo, which is very, very strong. So yeah, bring in RJ Hampton, bring in Embiid, and you will be set. You might have to make a little bit more MT, because I don't think you can quite buy them both with that budget, but you're pretty close, so just do a couple of games of TTO, something like that, and you will get there in no time. But again, a nice, solid squad right there. We'll give that one an 8 out of 10. Next up, we have got Eli, who says, can you rate my team? Well, Eli, Yes, I can. I've only got the 70,000 MT, looking to get rid of RJ and move Edwards to the backup 1. Then get a new 2 guard, run Hawks freelance and 3-point hunt with Edwards. Keep up the good vids. Thanks. Well, thank you so much, Eli. So, looking to get rid of RJ and then move Anthony Edwards down to the backup 1, which is absolutely fine. And then he needs a new starting 2 guard. This is a very strong squad. This is a lot of cards that I've been recommending today. I've recommended Giannis, Anthony Edwards, Spicy P, Embiid, RJ, Jimmy, and Andrei Kirilenko. You have got the majority of cards that I've been recommending this episode. So yeah, we're selling RJ, we're moving Anthony Edwards down to the 1. So I have Anthony Edwards, T-Mac, Jimmy Buckets, AK, and then Bosch. And then in the starting lineup, Giannis, Spicy P, Larry Bird, Embiid. At the 2, with 70k, I'm not too sure that you can make many upgrades actually over that RJ, realistically. I think RJ is still a very, very strong card. I'd probably recommend keeping it how it is right now. If you do want to mix things up, then you could just start Tracy McGrady and have RJ and Anthony Edwards off the bench. But realistically, I would say that is very, very strong. And I don't think with that amount of MT, you can actually make too many additions to this squad, to be fair. You've got me stumped, bro, because that team is very good and filled with meta players. Maybe an Eddie Jones can come in. He's a decent peak shooter as well. But yeah, very nice team. We'll give that one a 9.5 out of 10 because it's so meta. Next up, we have got my guy Jared. I've got about 190,000 MT and I'm looking to improve in any way possible. I use a Bucks playbook and often shoot off screens. AK is locked in, the flash one, and I have had success with Derrick Rose and can buy Wes as a backup point guard for big point guards. So, Evo'd Ben Simmons, Anthony Edwards, Michael Porter Jr., AK, which is locked in, David Robinson Evo'd, off the bench, D Rose, DeMar, Jimmy Butler, Mel Daniels, and LaMarcus Aldridge. So, LaMarcus Aldridge out, Joel Embiid in. I know I've recommended him so much, but he is such good value for what he is. So, definitely get Joel Embiid, bring him in there at that backup center position, and then probably start him over David Robinson as well, just because of steady shooter, man. Just because of steady shooter, I don't think D-Rob is the guy to go to. And then maybe upgrade the Mel Daniels as well to Siakam, but I don't think you can afford that after buying Embiid. But next upgrade, I would say, would be to Mel Daniels. If you say you're happy with Derrick Rose, then obviously go ahead and use him as much as you can, but I would say sell him and just bring in RJ Hampton, because straight away, that'll be a big upgrade, especially in terms of defense. But a nice team from Jared as usual. I'm going to say that is an 8.5 out of 10. And that brings us on to the final team of their day. And we've got Emoji King, who says, I have 70,000 MT right now, and I'm working on getting Curry, so I'll sell JR after I get him. I'm looking for a better power forward to replace Kevin McHale. So we've got Wes Unseld, DeMar DeRozan, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Marc Gasol. Off the bench, JR Swish, Steve Smith, Detlef Schrempf, Danny Manning, and Eddie Curry as well. So power forward 80 or 70,000 MT. I think the only thing you can really afford for that price is going to be an out-of-position Andrei Kirilenko at that power forward position. Obviously, a very, very good card. Still one of the better value cards out there, especially in terms of high-tier Opals. So yeah, Andrei Kirilenko is going to be your guy. And yeah, obviously sell J.R. Smith as well, because he is not the best card in the world. But a nice little squad right there. We will give that one a 8.5 as well out of 10. And that concludes this episode, guys. So I hope you have enjoyed. These videos are always so much fun for me to record because it is so fun to see so many different variations of squads and hopefully help you guys out with a little bit of advice along the way. But that is going to do it from me, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. As usual, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.